Well, it's an absolutely stunning day here in Sydney in the middle of winter. We're going to have a barbecue lunch, so we've got a fire going here, which will be quite nice. But I thought whilst we waited for things to settle down, I'd open one of the bottles I got recently through duty free. Hopefully you can hear the fire crackling in the background. It really is a lovely day. So what I've got here is the Glenrothes Minister's Reserve. So the story goes that this has been approved by the local minister at the Rothes. So Glenrothes is based in the Rothes, and he has tasted it and put his name to it. So it's a 700ml bottle, 43% alcohol. Berry Brothers and Rudd are the people who distribute or put out the Glenrothes brand. So let me read what it says on the side. Our philosophy is to bottle the Glenrothes at its peak of maturity and maximum flavour rather than at a predetermined age. Distillation is unusually slow and takes place in unusually tall stills which deliver a sweet, clear, fruity spirit. It is quite blonde actually, so it's not overly dark in colour. Maturation is in American oak and Spanish oak casks, a combination designed to deliver a perfect balance of flavours associated with our award-winning Speyside single malt, ripe fruits, juicy citrus, creamy vanilla and complex spices. This approach applies equally to our limited edition vintages, each with its individual personality, and to our reserves marriages of mature Glenrothes from multiple vintages. Okay, so this is a Scotch. A little bit more. Glenrothes, established 1879, Speyside single malt Scotch whisky. Founded in 1698 at number 3 St James Street in London, Berry Brothers and Rudd is probably the world's oldest wine and spirit merchant. As proprietors of the Glenrothes, it is Berry Brothers and Rudd's values of quality and integrity which determine the philosophy behind this well-bred Speyside single malt. Whisky, like wine, matures at its own pace. Our long history has provided us with the understanding and the patience to ensure that we only offer expressions of the Glenrothes to our discerning customers at the moment when our experts deem them to be perfectly matured and ready to be savoured. Okay, that's what it says on the outside. Now, it's a really interesting box. So this is how it came from duty free. It actually opens up at the top. So if you do happen to purchase it or get it, just bear in mind that this just pops off. So it's very tempting to pick it up and carry it around like that. But the problem, of course, is if these magnets, because magnets are holding it closed, pop open, you'll end up dropping the bottle. So it's a very nice, as I said, very interesting, very nice packaging. Essentially cardboard and a little bit of plastic down the bottom there. So character, tropical fruits with mature woody spices. Approved by Gordon Motion, the malt master. Okay, so let's get this open. So again, just on the name, being the Minister's Reserve, so the minister is the leader at the church. And in Scotland, the church area is called a kirk. So it's cork closed, and that smells very nice. These bottles are exclusive to Glenrothes as well. I don't know if you can see, but on the front, Glenrothes is embossed on the outside. So on the nose, I would have said it was quite simple. A little bit of woodiness there, but not really anything jumping out at you. So gentle spice. The citrus kind of comes in at the back end, I would have said. And a nice woody lingering finish. So it's quite interesting. So if you start with the nose and then in the mouth, it kind of starts very simple on the nose, so not a huge amount on the nose there. Then in your mouth you get a bit of spice, and then it kind of builds up with some spices and the woodiness and I guess florally, and then leaves you with a nice long finish. Let's go for it again. Bit of coffee in there. So when you first get it in your mouth on the tongue, it's at the front of the tongue, it's very simple, and then as you let it get to the back of your tongue, it sort of builds, and that lovely woody, florally sort of flavours come through, and then it lingers with a sort of coffee, chocolatey kind of finish. It's quite nice. Anyway, cheers. The Glenrothes Minister's Reserve.